Case File TE 0A-4119. The county that apologized first. The first anomaly was not the corpse in the road. It was the fact that every radio in town apologized before anyone found it. The Twilight Registry opened this file after 3 separate emergency calls arrived from Bellwether County at exactly 3:17 in the morning. None of the callers knew each other. None lived on the same road. All 3 said the same sentence before the line went dead. It is wearing the town correctly now. This reconstruction combines witness statements, weather service audio, recovered police dictation, and a final handwritten note found inside the county records vault. Names of living witnesses have been withheld. The town, however, is still on the map. Bellwether had been shrinking for decades, losing farms, students, and names from its cemetery stones. The thing that arrived did not come from the woods. It came from the blank spaces left behind. Deputy Mara Venn was the first official responder. Her cruiser camera shows Main Street under a dry summer moon, all storefront glass reflecting a version of the street with more buildings than existed there. In the reflection, Bellwether had a theater, a funeral home, and a schoolhouse with smoke breathing from its bell tower. In the real street, there was only the pharmacy, the feed store, and 6 dark windows above the laundromat. At 3:22, the radio in Mara's cruiser clicked on. The dispatcher's voice said, "I'm sorry, Mara." The dispatcher leader swore she had not spoken. The log confirms her microphone was muted. On the recording, the apology continues for 21 seconds, layered with other voices from other years, all apologizing in the same exhausted tone. Mara stopped beside the body at mile marker 9. It was shaped like a man until the headlights touched it. Then the shape flattened, folding itself into the asphalt as if trying to become a stain. The face remained raised from the road, blinking in the dust. It had no mouth. The words came from the cruiser speakers. "I learned your map," it said. By dawn, Bellwether's residents discovered small corrections everywhere. Family photographs contained extra relatives. Mailboxes bore names that had never belonged to anyone. The church bulletin announced services for last Sunday and next Sunday at the same time. Most people assumed prank, gas leak, mass panic. The registry assumes nothing when architecture begins remembering rooms it never had. The second anomaly appeared inside the diner. Every table had been set for breakfast, though the cook had locked the doors at 10 the night before. 7 plates held eggs cooked around black feathers. 1 booth contained a tape recorder, already running. The tape held the voice of a child, reciting house rules for a house no one could locate. "Do not answer if your mother knocks from under the floor. Do not count the windows after sunset. If the hallway becomes longer, thank it and continue walking. If the town asks for your name, give it a dead one." The child's voice then lowered and said, "Rule 5 is not for you. Rule 5 is for the thing pretending to be Bellwether." By the second night, the town had begun to duplicate people badly. A woman found her husband asleep in bed, while another husband stood in the yard, holding the garden hose to his ear like a telephone. A school bus drove its route with no driver, stopping at houses whose children were grown, buried, or never born. At each stop, something invisible climbed aboard. The suspension groaned lower and lower until sparks dragged from the bumper. Mara returned to mile marker 9 with a registry field kit borrowed from a retired coroner who had kept one locked beneath his sink. She placed salt, iron filings, a disposable camera, and an audio recorder around the stain in the road. The stain had spread into the shape of Bellwether County. When she photographed it, the instant print showed a different image. Mara, as a child, standing in front of a house she did not recognize. Behind her, in the upstairs window, an adult Mara watched with both hands pressed to the glass. The recovered recorder captured her breathing. Then the sound of distant applause. Mara asked, "What do you want?" The road answered through the radios of 12 parked cars across town. A witness. The registry believes the entity did not kill Bellwether. It edited Bellwether. It inserted itself into old grief, small regrets, missing pets, locked rooms, and the names people almost gave their children. It did not need belief. It needed continuity. At 4:09, Mara entered the county records vault. Security footage shows her carrying the tape recorder and a municipal map. The vault door closed behind her. For 46 minutes, nothing moved except the fluorescent lights, which flickered in patterns later matched to Morse code. The message repeated, "Do not let it finish the census." When officers forced the vault open, Mara was gone. The map remained on the table. Every road had been redrawn into a spiral ending at the dyno booth, where the child's tape had been found. Beside it lay Mara's final note. "If anyone asks, Bellwether has always had 13 streets. If anyone remembers 12, remove them from town before sundown. If the radios apologize again, do not forgive them. Forgiveness is how it gets invited inside." Current status. Bellwether County appears stable on satellite imagery. Ground surveys disagree. The town's sign now lists a population 4,112, though the last verified census recorded 4,111. The extra resident answers to every name.